Jidenna, you made it.
Yeah.
Oh my, you look amazing.
You too. Thank you. Thank you so much.
This is exciting.
It is. It is. I bet it's like 2 years of radio silence, and then, bam, I'm here.
85 to Africa.
Always. Highway to Africa. Highway back.
And you know what? This has always been who you are. And I'm not, listen,
you know it.
Okay, I'm not trying to take anything away from everybody else that's, enjoying Afro beats and the energy, because I'm really loving it. I enjoy it. But I just, want to make sure you know that you've always been consistent.
And that's why I appreciate you for that. You saw that years ago when everybody's just looking at a suit.
Right.
You was like,
absolutely.
This guy, he's about a little bit more. And it was really at my root. That's what I cared about, was building this bridge. So I'm glad people are on it now. Yeah. But it's not a fad. It's not a wave.
No, and it's been happening long before any of us.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
In previous generations.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so just to see that you've celebrated it from the beginning, really just the roots of who you are.
Yeah.
Are you happy to see, the sounds becoming, played more on the radio, even though it was already popping?
Yeah.
But, I just feel like while I'm so happy we get to celebrate, the sounds on the radio, even for myself, okay, I'll be honest, it wasn't that popular maybe 10 years ago, whatever it was, 5 years ago. Few years ago. Are you happy to see where it's at this point?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
When, like a few years ago when I put out a little bit more, some people was like, what is this? Like,
were they really?
Yeah, there was people
and
certain corporations that I work with, and I won't say who.
Right.
But they like, I don't know what this is, or why are you doing this when you just did Classic Man and you did Long Live the Chief? Why are you doing this kind of record? I was like, this is, you understand, like this is me at my root.
More. It's so.
And there's certain people, shout out to Sylvia Rohn, who did believe not just in that record, but of where things was going. She allowed me to be the first U.S.-based artist in music history to start album promo in Africa. And each time, I did it just now, too. Like, I just started 85 to Africa. I dropped some joints out here, and I was out. I'm in Senegal.
Yeah.
Boom. So I do it each time to start the promo on the continent.
I love this.
And I mean, again, it's like, it's not just like connection. Like this is how we're gonna change the circumstances here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a much larger play.
Right.
That I know people are feeling now, and they don't even know what they're feeling, but they're gonna see. And
that must be tough for you though, because there was a time like the entities that didn't necessarily believe in your vision, which is you, who you are as a person, right? That must hurt. But, now it's because it's trendier. I hate to say that word, right? But do you feel like, see, I told you.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, that kind of explains some of the gap in my career. There was a few things that happened, but me, I actually needed to get away out of the limelight, to get sanity, get back to your root.
Where'd you go?
So I left Atlanta. As the story goes on the trailer, we were actually the landlord of a house we rented to make the project. He foreclosed, didn't tell us, and we were leasing this mansion to make the album. Forecloses, we get evicted. I got to go on tour. My tour ends it goes through Lagos. I went through Addis in Ethiopia. I end up in Joburg. And then I didn't have a place to come back to, so I stayed there and ended up living in West and mostly Southern Africa for half a year. And that's where I made the album.
First off, isn't the whole home foreclosure, like how that happened, isn't there like some type of legal issue with just not telling you or disclosing you enough time? Or I mean,
that's a battle we had to face. And at the time, I was like, you know what? I can't even. It was so much. Right. It was tour, and then we out. So it is what it is. But, I mean, he knows we coming.
And you know what? Everything happens for a reason.
It was, the thing is,
you had to leave.
It's one of those things like when you're a kid, and I'm sure you've experienced this, they're like, well, if you don't like America, or even the president, if you don't like America,
you just go.
Just go back.
Yeah.
And it turns out that's pretty good advice. And they was like, well, you know what? You're right. You're right. I don't need to live there necessarily. I can, and I will. I'll raise my children partially in Africa, I'm sure, partially in America. I'm a product of that. But it's a beautiful continent with varying countries and ethnic groups. And that's really, as you said, who I've always been. That's all I care about at the end of the day.
It's so true. maybe that's why I've always rooted for you, and I feel like so many of us root for you because you're so authentic to who you are.
Wow.
Like if you came out here doing something else,
Yeah.
I don't know what that's something else, but something that just I'd be like, huh? What happened to Jidenna? Like this is crazy.
No. This is I live and die for this.
Yeah.
And I know that there's things that people just don't know, like legit. We was in the car. And there's this place, there's like their equivalent of like a Muscle Beach where people work out. It's like a mile long of just people working out every single day. It usually pops off at 5 p.m. in Dakar and then goes to like 2 a.m. And I mean like there's machines, there's like people doing chin-ups, push-ups. There's a whole bunch of men and women jogging, working out. Like, and it feels amazing to see that. Like, you don't see that a lot like we're in the U.S.
No,
you have that many black and brown people together doing that. So there's that kind of thing. Or if Rwanda, a nation, everyone's like, oh, Rwanda needs aid.
Right.
Yes, genocide. They went through it, but this is how they recovered. When they came back from it, what you have now, 65% of parliament is made of women.
Beautiful.
Women get paid equal to men in Rwanda. Do we have that here?
No, we don't.
Yet there's rumors.
Same
like,
job and not equal pay.
Not even the U.S. Olympic team, the women's team,
Isn't
was
it
been
so
dominating. We basically have
disturbing?
the equivalent of the male Brazilian team in soccer or football, and we don't pay the women. It shouldn't be equal, actually. The women should be getting paid more because their value is far higher than the men's team.
And their accomplishments, absolutely.
Yeah, no, they do, and they do it every year. So to me, it's like when you see nations like Rwanda who have very progressive policies like Iceland, you got to celebrate that. And when you go through Africa, you see Africans celebrating Black Americans. There's LeBron posters everywhere. There's Serena Williams posters. There's the Obama family everywhere, Michelle and Barack. We have to do that here. And that's what this album's about. It's a highway. It's not a one-way street. It's not just go back. It's not like fight or flight.
Right.
It means buy the block here.
Right.
And go there and buy some property, or at the very least take a vacation and go jet ski outside of Accra or Dakar or wherever the case may be and enjoy yourself. So that's what the album's about.
85 to Africa. Now I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so why 85 though?
So there's an interstate that goes between Louisiana, Alabama, Georgia called the I-85. And I was talking with my homie Les. Shout out to Les. He was the marketing head for Nike in South Africa. Moved to Mexico, ran it there. Brilliant guy. Him and Mikhail Moore, my manager, we had a conversation, and Les was like, "Man, how can we were in Johannesburg?
Right.
He's like, man, how can we just communicate to people that you could just hop on a highway, like the I-85 in Atlanta." Go to Hartsfield-Jackson Airport and go on a direct flight. How can we communicate? You can just take the 85 to Africa. And I was like,
there it is.
And I just took my little note and song concept doc, made a song about it, played it for them. They was like, this is fire right here. And that became the name of the album.
Wow. It all makes sense. Everything's happening for a reason.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when you know something is meant to be, is when it all happens easy.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The stars are aligning. And it's not. I'm not saying like no Mercury retrograde shit.
Right.
Even though the truth about Mercury, Mercury's is predominant most of the year. Mercury's in retrograde.
Right.
So for the record,
right.
But I will say, with that said, stars are aligning. Afro beats popping off.
Yeah.
You hear it more, obviously in New York City, but even across the country, you hear it.
Right.
You have Hollywood producing films like Black Panther that really set a tone. You have NBA Africa moving fast, and former President Barack Obama championing the BAL League and NBA Africa. There's teams from Kinshasa to Lagos to Morocco. It's the whole. It's a whole new thing. So I mean, I'm excited because I know for the history books that this is a turning point for us as a people.
Right.
And that's what's liberating for me. It's like beyond the music, beyond like the films, is that we're gonna be in a better place. We're not gonna have to just suffer and smile and just say, oh, we are tired, we are trying. Now we'll be like, yo, look at us winning.
This is what you've always known. This is what you've always believed in. And
yeah.
I don't know, just to see the rest of the world finally catching up, or at least America catching up and understanding the greatness already that you already felt and saw in Africa. Is just, I'm happy. I'm happy to see you right now,
no, I
man.
appreciate you. And I appreciate you like reaching out and saying, yo, come on, let's talk this shit. I mean, here's the thing, like, it's not just me, right? It's you. It's everybody. We have seen it.
Right.
There's a group of us around from here to London to Paris that have seen this. And now the world's catching up to us. It's like when you can have you can have a beautiful recipe, a beautiful dish. It's wonderful. Like spices are just right, cooked to the perfect flavor. You can warm it up precisely at the moment that your guest is coming, but they don't enjoy the food. Then you replate it one time, and they're like, oh, it's good. And you replate it a third time and put it in just the right way that they love it, and they're like, wow, this tastes so good. It's so amazing what you've done.
And it's like
the same exact flavor, but you replayed it.
Right.
And I think that each year you get better. And that's I think what I've done as an artist, but also each of us have done in our different fields and our different industries. We've replayed the same dish, and now we're doing it in a way that it's digestible and people are eating it up.
I love it. I'm just so happy for this.
Yeah.
You know? And can I tell you, I love Sufi Woman.
Yes.
When I, first off, obsessed, I love it. Okay, so can you break it down what a Sufi Woman is? Because I've heard there's been debates out here on what this is.
Yeah, so first of all, shout out. I have a lot of Sufi women friends. I have a lot of Muslim friends. I have a lot of women that have said, like, yo, we don't have an anthem, right? And I wanted to make an anthem that recognized specifically Muslim women, Sufi women, but also every woman that has a mystic side to her and has felt like she's been persecuted or marginalized and pushed aside. Because that's what Sufi women represent. So if you look at the history of songs like this, you got Michael Jackson's Liberian Girl, Jimi Hendrix's Gypsy Eyes, Black Magic Woman from Carlos Santana.
That's right.
So all these were taking a woman who has been pushed off to the side and really stoned like a witch, which is why I put the word La Bruja in there. And these hood witches from around the world are pushed aside, and then boom, all of a sudden, everybody like, actually, I want to be a Sufi woman.
Right.
So I made the record to celebrate that kind of woman.
I love this.
And that's why. And what's dope about it, I don't think there's like an Afro pop or like a large record like that's around the world that specifically Black and brown women of all sorts and varieties can enjoy and feel a certain type of sacred sensuality that's different than just like straight up objectification. Because the truth is the power comes from inside. That's what allures you and draws you and attracts you to anybody.
Yes.
And that, I think that song, I hope and I pray it has that.
I love it.
And Islam has been good to me. And I mean that as like a spiritual man who practices multiple religions. And I don't mean I believe that there's different pathways to God. Like theoretically, I practice. I can go from Hinduism to Buddhism to Islam to Christianity to Judaism. I could pray. I've been in any temple, masjid, anywhere. I don't feel uncomfortable nowhere.
I love it,
I was just in Paris reciting, like making salat, and I was practicing my Arabic. So this is something that's very close to my heart and close to my crew. So shout out to Sufi women. Worldwide, baby.
Absolutely. Jidenna, you know what? I felt this energy before, but I feel like this kind of liberation in this conversation.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's like the time that you had away and you were unapologetic for your art. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, I needed it. Like I said, like imagine like, okay, right now you wearing this yellow, fresh Nike sweatshirt, right? You come out with a song and being like, Nessa, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like you can let's make up a name like Sweatshirt Fresh or whatever, right? But you trying to do it for women, you like you can be proud of being a woman, and but you just happen to be in the sweatshirt, and then that becomes like you,
right?
Like that, like this fit right here with the gold chain, and that's bigger than you,
right?
So that's what happened to me. So I needed to step away and be like, man, that's only one day of a week or one moment. Wow. I got to hold a lot of shades of me as an artist, and I got a lot more in my wardrobe and in my repertoire and what I care about. This ain't nothing.
Right.
This is like, I don't really care that much. Everybody that knows me is like, bro, this boy had dreadlocks before this. He had braids. He switches up his style. He had tunics. He wears all white tees. So
everything.
It's not just the suit. So stepping away was huge. And then when Nip passed, and peace be upon him, like I was balling during the service. A lot of us, like I don't know if the cameras had it, but it was a gang of rappers in there. Like your hardest guys is in there just balling, like straight. I'm telling you, like hours. I couldn't look. When I looked at his picture, he felt like a biblical figure to me. He was up there, and I pledged to him that I would do a couple things. One, I'd leave LA and go back to the East Coast where I have my original roots there and be way more in touch with the communities that I grew up in, from Boston to Brooklyn. So I'm coming back. That was number one. And that two, that I would walk on my purpose 100,000%, as if every day, like I might pass tomorrow. That's how I'm living. I don't know. Like, God forbid, I don't want to die. I swear to God, I want longevity. I swear to God. And I swear to God that all the forces that I feel against what I stand for, there's so many. These motherfuckers walking around here like they hard as shit. What they doing, there's nothing hard about doing this, blowing weed in the camera, doing lean. That shit is all, it's easily part of the plan. And I understand it. Like, I'm the same one. I do the same shit as you. But the things that I'm doing, I got governments that don't want me to talk about this. And I got degrees under my belt. So when I speak, if I'm in Washington, D.C., they listen. It don't matter. I can go to NBA Africa. You see a guy with tattoos and the chains, and they have to listen to me because I got my diploma. So the level that I'm on right now, I was afraid. I was afraid to reveal myself. And so I Trojan horsed the motherfucker and suited it and straightened my hair after having dreadlocks. And I came in the game like that because I didn't want to, because I know the power. So right now, I don't care no more. It's not that I don't care about people, but I don't care that if I lose my life for any reason, because Nip did it and he walked in it, and he was a chief that was slain in his own village. So how can I walk around like a timid little sheep? I can't do that anymore. So that's what you're feeling now. Like, and I thank God for people that give, when they pass, they give life to us, because the ancestors are stronger in that realm, and we take on that, and we put posters them on the wall the way we do with African deities, and you see statues. It ain't that we were worshiping the statue the way the people came and colonized and say, look at these buffoons, they just have worshipped the statue. It's so funny. They don't know who God is. No, it's like posters. We see that statue, we like, I know what that statue represents. So if I got Tupac on the wall, I know what he represents. So that's what it is. That's where we are, and that's
very
why we charged up.
unapologetic.
Man, for what? Like, for what? Cardi B walking around is a symbol of being unapologetic.
What? Like, what?
Thank
what
God
are we doing?
Yeah.
And I this is power, man. This is power. This is Jidenna. I'm so happy for you.
Man, bless. I'm happy for us, honestly.
Yeah. And that's how you know you really just love it. You know, because you really want everybody to win.
Yeah.
In an authentic way.
Yeah. I mean, us winning is everything. Like, I of course, as an individual, I want to win. Of course, I have ego, and like every single human, you know what we all desire? We desire to be appreciated.
That is
the end of the day. And so, do I want to be appreciated? Yes. Do I want streams? Do I want likes like everybody else? Yes. Do I want people to be like, yo, you're such a great artist? Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. Yeah, but I want to feel that. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to feel like, wow, they're walking in their purpose. You feel like we as a people are appreciated, because it's too long. We've been down too long in certain ways. So I'm hoping. Honestly, I know. I just say hope to be modest. I know that these times will be written about.
Oh my gosh!
It's the creative people in the creative industry that did it. I think there's a certain amount of humility you have to enter into this moment with. Like, you don't know. Like, for all the American artists out there, there's a lot of American artists that are dabbling in like the black diasporic sound, or the black sounds from the continent, whether it be Afro beats or Ngom music. It's just like, or Benga or Kizomba, or like this Afro trap shit coming out of Paris. Like, there's all these vibes, and you get excited. But you know what Americans usually do when they get excited? They just go and eat that and consume it. The way you have to approach this with humility, like, you don't know that sound. You don't know the pocket. You don't got the rhythm,
You don't know the roots of it.
You don't have the roots, so you got to live in it. You got to live in it. You got to go to the clubs. You got to go to street culture. That's what I did. That's why when you see me at Afro Nation in Lisbon, I'm with, I know everybody.
Right.
I've been there, and I know the streets that the sounds is from. I've been there because I don't enter into it like I'm the all-seeing eye.
Right.
I'm American. I have more leverage, and
Right.
I go in there, I learn it, and then I let it through osmosis just come into me and come out. And that's the way I think we gotta approach it, because the other way is dangerous.
It's very dangerous. It's exploitive. It's just
you can be, for the record, you can be black and brown and still be exploiting people. You know what I mean? You can. White people get the bad rap mostly, but there's certain mentalities that we have that is still like white America. When I see black people going to Africa talking about giving to charity and aid, for what? Africa got what it needs. What it needs is for us to recognize we got what it got. Yeah, relax. Like, we don't need no more clothes and shit. That's not what it is.
And infrastructure means more. You know what I mean?
Yo, I said, like, if there was one charity, I would say just donate to roads. Just build roads.
Build roads
and buildings.
Water systems.
Because you give that food or like all those other things, how that it falls off the cart because the roads ain't paved in certain cities. Like, it doesn't get there. Like, your little healthcare package, it didn't get there.
I didn't even.
Like, so if we got $1.1 trillion in buying power here as black people, if you just gave to roads, it would change the entire system.
Wow.
It's Chinese government building roads in a lot of places. And, you know, there's certain deals. I'm not going to get too political here, but if we invested in that, it would be a whole different road, if you will, a whole different highway to Africa.
Wow. Damn, so many gems in this conversation.
Man.
You need to go ahead and rewind this and watch it again. Damn it, Jidenna.
I'm just getting started, baby.
Just getting started.
Let me at him, baby.
You know what? I'm hoping that you do more acting, too.
Oh, I definitely will.
Because everyone, you know, we loved seeing you in Insecure.
I definitely will. I will. Like, so I never took no acting. You know, Issa Rae was the one who told me years ago when we were in college together, she was like, you're going to be an actor. I'm going to force you to be that.
Yeah.
And when I get up, I'm gonna put you on something.
Yeah.
Because she wanted me to lead of, she was doing School Days.
Right.
In school, a theatrical production of School Days. And I was like, all right. I was like, but I gotta do this music first. And she was like, all right. So she put me on, and I owe it to her, and I owe it to people. I have too much respect for the craft. I'm gonna have to study, because these people are amazing. Like, I didn't do plays in school. All I know is that, like, when I talk to somebody, I feel like I want to embody them. And I want to learn I got to feel them. It's just like learning a language. I got to feel exactly who they are. So whoever it is, you know, I was terrified. I was going through the ring, and I was scared because I was thinking I was having nightmares of the guy who was gonna whoop me, you know. And then I get close to the ring. I'm scared until I step into the ring. And when I step into the ring, I'm a god, you know.
How long did it take for you to do that?
It's not. I'm saying, if I look into people's eyes, I listen. I don't know, everybody down here, thinking they getting something. The information ain't down here. It's right here.
Right.
It's like, this is the universe, like right up in here. And for years, like when we was hunters and gatherers and walking through like caveman and woman, ooga booga, we did not speak very good language. So what did we do? We looked here and we looked at the face. And that's why our face is so visible, and the expressions are so precise. That's how you learn. And that's what I'm saying. So it don't take me long. It's whoever it is, I have to look at them, study them, and I can tell what zodiac sign they are.
What's my zodiac sign?
I'm playing.
I was like, wow.
But I will say, there was a woman I met in Paris, and she guessed my rising.
Stop it.
Yo, this is recent. I know, you see me, I was like,
I had to look at, like,
yo, my heart was beating. So she guesses my rising accurately, which is a Leo.
Okay.
And then she guessed my actual sign. And before she said it, like, in my heart, for some reason, I was like, yo, she's gonna get it. But I thought she'd need like 3 guesses. She got it in each one. She guessed my rising, and then she's like, but you really are a Taurus. And I got a bull ring. And I was like, damn, did you see this?
Yeah.
Because, some people be slick. I'm slick like that. I'm slick like that.
Right.
But I believed her. She got it, and I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
So I don't got that trick. I got other psychic gifts. Like, I can find things.
Really?
Yeah. Like, if you need, like, if you're like, yo, I need to work out, and I just need, like, weights. I can be like, oh.
Right. Wow, he found it.
You know, like, I can just find, like, I know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Boom, we got the weights.
Yeah, so I don't know. I can do that.
Yeah.
No, in all seriousness, like, for real, when people lose keys at a party, I can find that. But I don't got the other gifts. Yeah.
It's because you're in tune with yourself.
Yeah, sometimes you feel out of tune, but, you know, if you constantly it's like a radio station.
Right.
The consciousness is always on.
Yeah.
You just got to go.
Move this, do that.
Yeah, and here we are on Hot 97.
Yeah. Vibrate, you know, the frequency, you got to make sure you're tuning in. It is heavy, isn't it? But you got the muscles.
Yeah, I had an injury like, a year and a half ago. And I was like, man, let me just like live through it. Because I was feeling really like castrated as a man. I couldn't pick up things, like carpal tunnel. I don't know, man.
Arthritis?
I had no idea. It's gone. I went vegan for a little while, and that helped. And then my mother went vegan. She's diabetic. Shout out to my mother. I love her. She's the sweetest woman in the world. I love you, Mom.
We love you.
Buddha baby. She's amazing. I don't know how I'm gonna find a wife because of her, but she's great. And she went vegan, and her tendonitis went away.
Wow.
I went vegan. I stopped getting pain, and then I started lifting. And after that, I haven't had the pains. And this is like, they were telling me to get surgery.
Oh,
so,
no.
You know, you got to go natural first. And if that doesn't go, then mess with the chemicals.
For sure.
But shout out Dr. Sabi for being the man with this.
Are you still working with Janelle Monae?
Oh, of course.
Okay, just want to make, just got to make sure.
That's fam. That's
I love
fam.
her.
She's miraculous. I mean, look at the last 2 years, too.
Yeah.
She killed it. Like, I was like, all right. And the thing is, she's always been a model for me in many ways.
Wow.
If you look at the trajectory of our careers, she started with the tuxes and like, especially as a woman, like really closed.
Yes,
and
yes.
Like, and not revealing as much. And I kind of did too. Right. And then seeing her reveal herself.
Yeah.
Right.
And everyone got excited, by the way. Recently, we were like, whoo!
Yeah, and I knew all that. Like I knew as a close friend, like I knew her. So to see her be like, man, this is the album, I'm just gonna reveal it, boom. Done.
There it is.
So it gave me the strength, And I think in general that's to men out there, like it's our life comes from women.
Yes.
So therefore our strength comes from women. Like we tap into that side of us that can humble ourselves in a patriarchal world, then we can learn. And that I always tell my brothers that's what's most important in this generation, is that we move beyond the patriarchy of the times. Because we don't know what to do with our emotions. And hurt people, and therefore you get what you get, this imbalanced world right now. But Janelle's one of the people that has constantly been a model to me in terms of how to grow as a person and as an artist.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She's so beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
Like, such a fangirl. I remember Colin and I saw her at the Met Gala, and we were just like,
Yeah. She's like striking. You're like,
oh my God.
Yeah, she got the magnetic
Understatement.
power. Yeah.
You're just like, oh my God. I was like, Colin. Colin's like, oh my God. We were so excited. But
y'all were giddy.
She was just, hey,
yeah,
I'm
got
here.
That.
And you're like, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, and she'll say the same thing about you and Colin, though. Y'all have it, like, individually and together. And that's what the world loves about y'all.
But you're going to have that.
Man, I'm praying, honestly.
I'm assuming no lady yet.
I don't. Not yet. I mean, I've had women.
Of course, but I'm talking about
right now, no.
Wifey.
Nah, man. I got a 3-year plan, by the way.
3-year plan?
I told you.
You said
3
don't
years,
encourage
baby.
this behavior.
I have to put that in my head because I'm very autopilot. So one thing about a Taurus is like
I'm a Taurus, by the way.
Whoa!
I'm a Taurus.
Whoa!
Yeah.
That's power. That's power. So my father's a Taurus, my grandfather's a Taurus, my niece is a Taurus, my brother's a Taurus. I'm Taurused up. I got a bull symbol mask on my arm. So yeah, okay. So I don't know if this is true to you, but like we're loyal.
Very.
Right? So
to our own detriment.
Exactly. So I'm loyal not just to people, but to missions.
Right.
So that's why I'm die hard about, like, since I was a kid, I've been on this mission. But if I'm die hard to work and to mission, if I'm not with a woman, then I'll just keep going at whatever I'm doing. And I'm not like out here willy-nilly. Like, it's not really in us to just be like, wee.
No. Yeah, nah.
Like, I don't got it. I'll just
Substance,
be like, that's why Bam be like, I drink alone in my hotel and cry. That's the truth. They be like, man, you probably get all the women. You be bagging them up. You bang her. And I'm like, nah, I'm not.
Right.
I might be missing something. Like, some of my homies like, bro, what you doing? St. John is my homie. He's like, bro, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's not in my DNA. So I need to put something in my default settings in my OS right here and be like, 3 years, baby.
Okay, so what's happening? What are we doing to get ready for that?
What are we doing?
Because, like,
what are we doing?
the ladies who are listening right now, right, Mia? We're trying to. Yeah, like what occurs?
Okay, so here's the thing. The things that attract you to somebody could be the things that repulse you when you get with them. So you know women, and I know this, and this is not conceit. I just know myself. I know what attracts. Women see me like, this man is determined. He's focused. You like that now when you're not with me. When you with me and you don't got no time with me, you don't like that. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So but that's my fault. That's something I have to unlearn and not put work above my relationships with not just women, but my family, all the things I sacrificed to get here. I have to actually change that. I got here now. I'm in the door. I can't keep moving like that.
Right.
I gotta go back to my original values. So that's what I have to change. I'm not even worried about, women are great. I've had every relationship I had. I'm just saying, like, I don't get these songs. Like, there be songs about women. I'm like, what women y'all talking about? I don't know them, honestly. Like, are there moments that you're gonna be upset with a woman? Yeah, but in general, I don't know what y'all talking about. Like, for real, I don't get it. So for me, it's like, what can I change? I cannot think like work above everything. I have to think about time different. Like, I have to be like, you know, a lot of women be like, you can make the time.
But when you can.
When you're doing this life, I'm like, what? Make time where? I just hopped off a flight from Paris. I don't know when is to make the time. When the yacht's in the yacht
time, right, Mia? If you want to make the time, you can make the time.
Sorry.
Okay. See, that's the attitude.
You said don't shake your head. I got my backup right here.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Right
that
here.
is the back.
Keep the mic
No,
near
but that's why I have to believe that first and foremost. So I'm getting ready that way.
Okay.
I'm right now, mentally, spiritually, and physically. I'm like, I'll be honest, like, I'm in my prime right now. Like, no, I'm serious. Like,
right. Yes.
she's like, oh wow, right. You're really feeling yourself. No, but I know it. Like, I'm in it. I'm praying for. I'm reading books. I'm podcasts. I'm moving. I have that, and I'm doing it so that I can get ready. I'm doing certain things for my children before I even have children. Right. So I mean, I don't know how to do it. I need mentors. That's the thing. And maybe you and Colin.
Yes.
I really need help. Like, I'm serious, because this ain't working. Like, I'm either suppressed. Or I'm like, I gotta splurge. I don't have. It's either one, and the middle is actually who I am.
Yes.
And I also don't know the balance between, like, monogamy and polyamory. I've done both. When I was monogamous, I never cheated. When I was polyamorous, it was like, it was a whole thing. It's not easy, either one.
Yeah, it's either way.
Yeah. So where does that leave us?
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, see now.
Not on the microphone. Stunned, ladies and gentlemen, in the 5th round.
But what do you think would help? What would continue to enlighten you? Which route?
Oh, like in terms of those two?
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm polyamorous.
Okay.
I actually think that's more natural to more human beings.
Yes.
I'm not gonna say monogamy doesn't exist. It does. Right. I was great at it when I was in it. Once I got into polyamory, I was like, oh, it's like my brother said. He'd always say, there's a deal for everything.
Right.
And so in a relationship, it's an agreement. Right. It doesn't mean like this man has 3 women and this woman can't be with women. That's one narrow form that I actually detest, which is called polygamy. But polyandry is the practice of one woman and multiple partners. Right. There can also be quads where couples get together. There's a whole constellation
right.
and world out there, and you just got to make the agreement. So for me, it's to be with a woman, have a nice foundation,
Right.
and then figure out where do we see fit given our lifestyles.
Right.
You know what I mean? I've been with women that have been with men,
Right.
like, and I know about it. And
Right.
I was okay, and they told me
there
about
was
it.
an agreement.
Yeah, the agreement was like, yeah, you can be with men or women.
Right.
And as long as I can still be with women.
Right.
And when they told me, was it hard? Yeah, I was jealous. I was angry. I wanted to go through their phones. I had all those emotions. But
Right.
going through it allowed me to understand what women have been going through for thousands of years and remaining loyal and still having our children. So just that moment was like humbling for me. So now I'm like, yo, I can do anything.
Right.
I just have to know I'm not really cool with just like super open relationships with no restriction.
Kind of, yeah, no game plan.
It's dangerous. Like for me, like I need a little bit more.
Like, what are the
structure.
boundaries?
Yeah. I need a Google Doc or something. I need something.
Are you checking your DMs? Are they sliding in there?
When I'm drunk in a hotel, yeah. And I got enough, but here's the thing. I got my team that all have my password. So I need a Finsta. I need a little Finsta account because they be up there. They see it. They're
Thank
tracking
goodness
it.
for you guys.
So I can't really move that
Good.
well.
No,
just
Jidenna,
cool. So I don't get
good.
lost. So when I'm in the mini bar, like,
Yes.
I need somebody out here in Europe.
Lock them out. Lock them out.
Yeah, now it doesn't. I don't move like that.
Good.
I don't. But I meet women in various cities, and I just have to figure out what to do because there's not a lot of time in the city.
Right.
So what am I supposed to do?
That's why I'm curious that.
That's why I need you and Colin as mentors.
Yeah.
Like I've
Now
already
that's-
talked to the Obama family. Like I need
We're here. We got
a-
you, especially because we're here. And now
Yeah.
that you're coming back
Yeah.
to your roots,
Yeah.
there is no excuse for
That's
you
true.
not to come over.
It's true.
We take everybody in. Ask me about we take everybody in. We really
I
do.
believe
Everybody
it.
comes
I
in.
believe it. And Colin's always hit me, and he's like, yo, you in New York. I got this
Yes.
event that I'm like, damn, I'm in LA. But now I'll be over here
Yeah.
and more local.
We
so
love you.
Yeah.
And
No, I
I mean,
love y'all.
literally, I'm not kidding you. We were just talking about you.
Yeah.
So there's a synergy behind this.
Yeah.
85 to Africa. Like, right when I heard this, I was like, wait a minute. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Literally, I was just with them, and Mia,
It's true.
this is
I
just
swear.
weird. I appreciate moments like that because
Yeah.
it's meant to be. We were just literally at home eating some food, talking about great music, and we were talking about you.
Man, give thanks.
And I was like, oh, I saw Sufi Woman, and I love this, you
Yeah.
know. And we were just talking, and Colin's like, yeah, no, I love his music, and here you are.
Man.
Not expected.
Yeah,
like,
I
it
know.
wasn't like
Yusuf told me like
not
2 days
expected,
ago.
right? It was just like
It's 2 days
very
ago.
random.
I was in Paris, and he's like, yeah, man.
That's how
going,
he sounds.
Yeah.
You gonna
Yeah,
let
you
him
know,
talk
he's
about you like that, Yusuf?
Yeah. you got to go on. Hot 97. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, so before you run out of here, Jidenna, we want to play a fun game. Mia's actually going to be the moderator
Oh,
in this.
I'm nervous.
And
I'm
it
so
is
bad at games.
Nessa versus Jidenna,
Oh,
a.k.a. UC Berkeley versus Stanford.
that's
Since
what we doing?
you went to Stanford and I went to UC Berkeley, we are
right.
enemies, technically,
Yeah.
even though we are family and we are Tauruses.
Enemies now.
Okay, so
You ready?
Yeah.
here we go. So whoever knows the answer first, just say it.
So let's go. Which school started first?
Stanford.
It's UC Berkeley. Are you kidding me? Cal did, right? Cal, because if you look, let me tell you why, Jidenna. It has to be. If you go, have you been to Cal, the campus?
I have.
The structure of the buildings, that is a very
Old. Yeah, it looks old.
format,
Hey,
layout.
look, it's kind of like East Coast with the city,
Yeah,
with the
almost,
schools on the East
right.
Coast. Okay, that might be the case. Here's why I say Stanford, because Leland Stanford, the quote unquote founder. First of all, that's an old ass name.
Yeah.
I don't know nobody in the last. I mean, I ain't even been alive that long. But I don't even
Leland
know.
just
I'm sure like 60 years I ain't been in Leland.
Right.
Might be 100 years. And the way he built it, truth be told, was through a lot of the railroad workers that were building, especially Chinese and
Oh,
other
man.
immigrant groups that were building that railroad across the United States. So that's some old ass shit.
Right. Okay.
That's like, so that's my vote.
All right.
Stanford.
These were great explanations, Vanessa. You won. March
Oh.
23rd, 1868,
Oh.
Berkeley. Stanford came November 11th, 1885. There we go.
Oh.
But those are great explanations.
That was a great. I almost
Damn.
fell for
Y'all.
it.
Yeah,
I
no,
almost
I
fell
saw
for it.
you.
I
I
was
saw
like,
you.
oh man, you're right. Leland is an old name. All right. You know what? You have a point.
Nah.
Next, where did Reese Witherspoon go?
Oh.
Let me think. I'm gonna have to say
Berkeley.
no. I'm gonna go with Stanford.
Wow, Nessa, you so smart, girl.
Yeah. And
sorry,
you don't want to
Reese.
know my logic.
I'm sorry, Reese.
I was trying to think, like, where have I seen her? And I could see her maybe hanging out in Stanford.
That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
Can you see her hanging out in
Oh yeah, not hanging
Oakland,
out.
Berkeley?
Not
I
hanging
don't.
out.
Stanford,
You're right.
I could see.
You're right.
Okay.
Damn,
So
Reese,
where
I'm
did
sorry.
Paula Patton go?
Oh, see, you gave that up. It's Berkeley.
Okay.
It's gotta be
You're right. How'd I give that up?
Because
I
the
said
way
so.
you're
The
in,
way I said it.
it was the way you started the sentence. So where did,
Right.
which means it's the opposite
Wow,
of what
great.
it
You
was.
gave him an answer.
You know the
I know.
game
I
felt
Taboo?
an answer, Mia.
Taboo,
I felt
a heads
it
up.
as I was saying it.
Taboo
too.
or heads up, I killed at that.
Wow, look at you. Great. He's reading your mind.
I felt it as I was saying it. I'm sorry. So Nessa gets that point. Anyway, at what school did the free speech movement start?
Oh, Berkeley.
Come on, UC Berkeley.
That's Berkeley.
I mean, that's us all day. Jidenna, do you wish
Why
you
are
would
you
have
giving
came?
so many yeses to Berkeley?
Yeah. So what happened at Stanford? What did they?
What y'all do?
No, we love you. We love.
Okay, yeah. We had there's a movie about it now, Stanford Prison Experiment, with one of my professors, Philip Zimbardo.
No
by the
way.
I took classes by him.
No.
Oh
What?
yeah, he's one of the reasons why I know a few things about manipulating masses because of that man.
Really?
Yeah, I took psychology of everything: psychology of sex, psychology of terrorism, psychology of the uniform.
What?
That's why I knew the classman thing was gonna aside from my fascination with suits in 1920s, 1960s, I knew the psychology of the uniform.
No.
And that was from Philip A. Zimbardo.
What is the psychology about it? Before you run out.
Oh, I mean, in very simple terms, we all cool, we're good people, we think.
Right.
Most people are good. We got all these different types of dress. You put us in security uniforms right now, the way we'll talk to the rest of the staff on Hot 97 is we're drill sergeants.
Oh, yeah,
Simply
yeah.
because we put that on. So
Yes.
the what you wear it's like you're putting on new animal skin. So you could take a sheep, but put on the skin of a tiger, and that sheep will turn into a tiger. That's Zimbardo, and that's Stanford prison experiment.
Relax. Okay, relax.
That wasn't in your trivia, was it?
Impressive. Very impressive.
Thank
Thank
very
you,
impressed by
Jidenna.
this
Thank you so
body.
much for being here today.
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
so proud of you, as
Man,
always.
mashallah.
But I'm so happy that you're giving us your art.
Yeah.
And it's about time, but I'm
Yeah.
glad you took that time,
Yes.
though. But thank you so much for everything.
Man, thank you for
Of
having
course.
me.
And come
always.
over.
Yes, I will. I will.
You know,
I'm
Colin's
coming back.
vegan. He'll make you great vegan food. We'll order you great vegan food.
I'm with it actually.
Yes.
I'm with it. I went from veganism to back to eating meat at appropriate levels.
Yeah, me too. I did too.
Okay, cool. So he's just vegan only.
He's a strict vegan for sure.
He
He's
seemed like I know. I mean,
he's
the
like-
kind of guy he is. He's like, yeah.
I was like,
I'm all
maybe a
in.
little fish or something. He was like, no.
No.
I was like, all right, you're not fine.
Thank you for bringing me through. I
Of
appreciate you
course.
always.
I'm just glad you made us some time. I know you're busy.
Yeah.
And everyone loved your show, Celebrate Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know, literally, my makeup artist today was talking about it. Because I was like,
good
I got to
thing.
interview Jidenna. And she's like, oh my God, I was just there.
Man, it was a vibe. That night was a vibe. I grew up going to that show, so to headline it was something else.
And now you get to move back and live here.
Yeah.
Well, at least, as much as you can.
No, I am.
Okay,
I am.
good.
I'm
It's
in it.
expensive.
I'm
You
in
know
it.
that.
Yeah, I know. But East Flatbush is holding on.
Yeah.
They don't want to move too close to us
Right?
yet.
Well, thank you so much for being here
All right,
today.
bless.
Of course.